Yesterday, the show ended on a bit of a cliffhanger, a mystery, because we got a call from One-Armed Gary's girlfriend, Tina, and she said that his boat exploded and he was missing or something like that. And we all got kind of freaked out because that's not the kind of call you ever want to get from a guy like One-Armed Gary, really anyone. But then it sounded kind of like from Tina that stuff like this happens every day with Gary.
It was like a run-of-the-mill Thursday, yeah.
Right.
But it seemed like something that was shocking to us and routine for her. But we were worried about him, and a lot of people were trying to find him and report sightings to make sure he was okay.
Yeah, someone did send us a picture of who they thought was One-Armed Gary, but it was just a tree with one branch. And... Tina,
you gotta love it.
Hey, Tina, it sounds like everything ended up okay based on your laughing?
Yes. He finally walked in about 11:30 from Long Beach or wherever. But then the interesting part is at 5 o'clock traffic hour, we go back to Long Beach to look for his truck and his boat because he just left it there and walked home. We drove around for 4 hours. And he's having us look in alleys and behind stores, and we drive down South Street, and it's right there in an empty parking lot.
So you found his charred-out boat, and that was his plan all along, was just to go to Long Beach and leave it?
He was going to ditch a boat, right?
I'm not sure what exactly they were doing with it, yeah. But I did find him, and we did 4 hours and $30 of gas later.
Something shady is happening here.
Yeah, it sounds like he's trying to get rid of evidence. Hey, Tina, how many days a week on average do you think Gary is dead?
At least 4 out of 7.
Jeez, that is an aggressive way to go through life.
What's the longest he's gone missing?
I think when I first met him, like a whole day, he went fishing, and he was gone like a day and a night.
But is this just, he lost he didn't turn on his cell phone? Like, how often are you actually thinking that he could be dead?
Well, 4 out of 7 or more.
So every time you really think that something's happened?
Yeah.
You got to put an Apple AirTag in his butt or something. Just
That's what I was going to do.
Yeah.
I bet you could fit it in the nub.
Yeah, you got to put it in his nub or something. I'm serious. I
am too. I told him yesterday we need to get a chip for you.
Hey, is he around?
Yes, he's right here. I'm trying to get him up.
Oh, he's sleeping? See, he's a
he had a long
mess.
day. He had a boat on fire.
Yeah. Hey, Gary.
Okay.
One-Armed Gary.
Hey.
Sounds
what
great.
The hell?
Sounds good.
Dude, your sleeping pill is still very much inside your body.
Hey, Jake, that's your Vegas roommate, bud.
I can't wait.
Nobody can come around here because I can't do this right now. Don't you come around here?
Oh, he's all
She
messed
still
up.
thinks he's so funny. Oh, Gary, you old so-and-so.
Gary, we were very worried about you yesterday. We had everyone looking for you in Long Beach.
You guys are violations, but...
I don't know what's going on over there, but it sounds like a lot of fun.
I mean, I bet when he wakes up, he's just in another universe for the first couple hours.
All right. Well, Tina, you may want to tell Gary today is his last day to try to win himself onto our trip. If he doesn't win today, there's nothing we can really do.
Okay. I'll let him know.
I mean, the first 3 days was back to the pubs,
Yeah.
and then now it's just 2 days of nothing.
All right.
That sounds like an alternate dimension, man.
If anyone deserves their own reality show, it is
guy,
them.
please.
I would love to see just what is going on at that house
Mark
at any
Brunette,
given time.
if you're listening, there's your next big hit, okay? Here's your news. That was exciting, though. I mean, also weird, but exciting.
Grab your Adderall. It's time for ADD News. All news, no snooze.
All right, that was relevant, and so is this. Today, it might be a little harder for you to get drugs in Southern California because Gary took them all.
That is a big story. He sure did.
100 drug dealers and drug users have all been arrested at once in a giant sting operation that LA County, actually this is Riverside County, I believe. They're calling the operation Operation Street Sweeper. because basically they picked one area in Riverside. They cased the place for 3 weeks, and they were able to target all these people who were either buying or selling drugs. Then they decided they gathered up enough evidence. They arrested them and rounded them up all at once, and immediately crime in that area plummeted. And let me just say, these mugshots, chef's kiss. There are so many head and neck tattoos. I highly recommend just pulling it up and kind of going through them one by one. But I also think it's kind of a coincidence that the day Vanessa goes into the hospital, all of these drug dealers are being arrested. Don't you think that's a coincidence?
Well, I think that she definitely is not going down by herself.
They're
She's
like, the
taking them all
boss is
down
in the
with her.
hospital. Now you got to arrest them all at once, right?
Probably.
I'm about to share a conspiracy theory with you, and I'm not usually one for conspiracy theories, especially if they're on TikTok, but this one involving a shed in a backyard and a time traveler has some legs. And this guy has shared his video of, he has a shed in his backyard and there's a camera that overlooks the shed. Now he sees a random guy walk off the street and into his shed and disappear. Then he comes out a day later looking decades older, and he compares the pictures of them, and it looks like the same guy. Take a listen.
This guy walks around my backyard, goes to my shed, opens the door, goes inside, and disappears. All the cops came, they went in the shed twice. He wasn't in there, and you can see he never came back until the next day, and this guy leaves my shed. But here's the craziest part. This looks like the same guy, but aged, and he looks noticeably older.
Isn't that crazy? How do you explain that?
Well,
Unless,
sheds-
of course, it's just a TikTok that's been staged.
Probably. But sheds are the vans of structures. There's always shadiness, and I don't think any legitimate thing has ever taken place in a shed. Sheds are very...
The first time I got high, it was in a shed.
First time I ever saw like a porno mag was in a shed.
Yeah.
First
Did you
time
call
I
it a
times.
porno mag back
Yeah,
then?
guy said, you want to come to the shed? I got something for you in there. And it
Wait,
was.
a guy invited you to his shed and you just said, okay?
Yup.
Was he an adult or he was your age?
My friend's older brother.
Oh,
And
hot.
he said, you got to come in the shed. I said,
And then you get in the shed and you're like, where's the porn, man? And he's like, right here.
No, he had, that's the shed.
And you're like, whoa.
And you're like, I don't do that, man. And then you're like, come on, dude.
the
Just
shed,
all
the
you have to
shed
do is
alley.
sit there.
Oh, wow. The shed had fireworks, had booze, had nunchucks. It were in the shed.
Oh,
the,
cool.
The shed had everything. It was the
Oh,
greatest.
shed with nunchucks. And I think that if there was going to be a portal to another time period, it would start in a shed. Like a portal would be in a shed because
Absolutely.
and you could just go into somebody's shed, make a time travel device, and then leave, and no one goes into the shed on a regular basis. So it'd probably be pretty protected.
It kind of sucks that now I'm at an age where, like, I have friends that actually have sheds that are used for, I guess, whatever sheds were meant for, which is like gardening equipment and stuff.
Yeah,
and it's
I
like,
have one.
And I'll go in and I'll be like, "Hey, where's like the good stuff?" And they're like, "What are you talking about? This is our fertilizer."
This is my new
and
lawnmower.
I'm like, "This? You mean this is just an above? This is like an above board
I
shed?"
got my drop spreader in here.
Yeah. Omar, do you have anything cool in your shed?
I have an axe. That's kind of cool.
Yeah, but
They
it's,
have a bunch of illegal fireworks.
yeah, but don't. Yeah, but Omar keeps in fireworks in his garage.
Yeah, they're in the garage. Yeah.
Yeah.
I have a chainsaw. That's kind of cool.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
scary and murdery.
Yeah.
But that's still meant for. You're using it for real
Yeah.
reasons.
You should take
Yeah.
some of Jake's weird things and just put them in your shed just to,
Make
balance it out.
Yeah, make it a
Oh,
real
yeah,
shed.
that's-
Yeah, and here's like a pig and formaldehyde.
I'll
Just
do
have
that.
that randomly.
Gotta have some
Yeah.
cool shed things.
And finally, a way for you to get some free stuff courtesy of The Rock. Free guac from The Rock is back. He's been doing it for years. And if you want to get some free guac, all you have to do is find a restaurant that serves his tequila, Terramana. Then you order a cocktail with that, with Terramana, and you get guacamole during your visit. All you have to do is take a picture of the receipt and then submit it to guacontherock.com.
No one's doing that.
I
Oh, yeah,
think
Vanessa loves tequila.
Tequila takes the longest to turn into alcohol poison in your body. So I was like, oh, I need that one.
Miss you. R.I.P.
World famous KROQ.
Klein Alley Show.
Klein Alley Show.
KROQ.
Incubus taking to Redondo Beach this weekend for some Beach Life Festival fun. And if you're going to be out there, hopefully we see you walking around. Find us, find KROQ, tag us, etc. Pictures, greatly appreciate that. We get into a brand new hour of the show in a moment with another trip to Vegas and a round of Johnny Doesn't Know. All things Mexican culture. He is Mexican. Cinco de Mayo weekend is here. But will he know, Allie, what animal El Pastor comes from?
Oh, wow. I don't
I
know.
will say probably not. We will get to all of that coming up next hour. But right now, what's going on in the world? Let's figure it out together with a look at your ADD News. Starts now on KROQ.
Grab your Adderall. It's time for ADD News. Unrelated, your car warranty may be expired. Press 1 now.
All right, not too long ago, we were talking about a measles outbreak. And today we're talking about a tuberculosis outbreak in Long Beach. Long Beach has declared a public health emergency after one person died and 9 others were hospitalized with the old TB. That's how you may have died when you played Oregon Trail all those years ago. They think this outbreak originated from a group of people who were staying in a Long Beach hotel room. So if you've been in Long Beach recently, aren't vaccinated, and are coughing up blood or sputum, call a doctor.
Sputum is trouble.
Sputum is classified as phlegm that is from deep, deep, deep within the lungs.
Yeah, that's scary stuff.
Well, it was scary stuff back then.
But then we cured it, or we figured it out.
Yeah, if you have antibiotics and stuff and you see a doctor, you're going to be fine. It was back 100 years ago when people didn't have any of that they were all dying of it.
You know what I think? Queen Mary. Queen
You
Mary's
think the
an
Queen
old,
is back?
The Queen, no, old ship. It's got some old diseases on there somewhere.
So you think people are just hanging out on the Queen Mary and getting it?
I think that that's got. Listen, that's like what it was like. TB was a big sailor. I feel like scurvy, all that stuff. It spread on boats big time, right?
Was it? I mean, I feel
would
like
imagine.
everything spread on boats,
Yes.
but I feel like back then everybody had tuberculosis. I feel like it's like 1 in 4 people got it.
I know people love the Queen Mary, it's the pride of Long Beach and this and that, but the thing's like not even able to float. They're going to spend millions of dollars just to keep the thing floating. I think they should just do that thing where they do with the cool old hotels in Vegas where they implode
Well,
it.
the cool thing about the Queen Mary is that it's haunted. That's
Yeah,
what's gonna
but you know
keep
what?
it alive.
That's
oddly.
fine. Sink it, and then people can go take those little submersibles down there and go visit
Oh,
it.
yeah, you're right. Those are safe.
People love that.
All right. When someone comes over to your house, what is the biggest compliment that someone can give you?
Smells
about your
great.
home?
House smells nice.
Dude, you're right.
It's the best compliment.
That is, without a doubt, according to a new study, the best compliment a person can receive about their house is saying that your house smells good.
Yeah.
And
Whoa, it smells
when I
great in
read
here.
that, I was like, whoa. Well, you know, the biggest compliment I get about my house is it doesn't smell like you have cats.
Yeah, but that's kind of their way of saying that they smell the cats.
No.
Yeah. 'cause
No,
it-
they don't smell the cats. You've
if-
been to my house. You don't smell the cats.
Yeah, you know what? You make a good point. I do not smell the cats.
No, and we have those litter
I
boxes.
smell the desperation.
Yeah,
but I
though
don't-
that's there.
Thick.
Now that I have a kid, there's the stickiness. There's some houses have like a sticky smell.
Yeah.
I feel like that's starting to take over, even though I clean incessantly. But we have one of those litter boxes that looks like a piece of furniture. You know, so you don't
Right.
even know that you have cats. And our cats are always upstairs hiding under the bed because they're terrified of my kid. So it doesn't really look or smell or seem like we have cats.
I do know that there's a lot of people attempting to sell diffusers. I feel like they get this. I don't know if
Of cat pee?
no, just like.
Oh, are those like you get like oil and a
Yep.
wood stick
Yeah,
and
the
you
sticks.
put it inside?
Yep. I
What
get
kind
that-
of BS is that?
Oh, we
That's
have
a
all that
scam, right?
stuff.
Well, I get
we
it.
have the diffuser sticks.
Does it
we
work?
have the aromatherapy diffuser thing that like spews out little steam. Yep, and
like
then
that.
and then we have a zillion candles.
Yeah, but apparently that what we
Why
learned.
do you smell so much, Allie?
It's because
Like, what are you trying to cover up?
Cats and the relationship, the cheating,
The relationship.
the other women.
This candle is called New Relationship.
Yeah. I agree. Look, going in there, I have a few people. I think the best compliment you can have is your house smells like nothing. That's neutral is the best.
No, I would disagree. I think that just a gentle smell of cleaning solution or
No,
some
really?
kind of like a florally light.
I like a nice lavender smell.
Yes, and just some kind of light smell that just smells clean but also relaxing.
We talked about
That's
this earlier.
perfect.
We said bleach, 80% bleach with just a hint of lemon.
Yeah.
Or something where you're like, this place smells like hospital clean.
Yeah, and then there also, I would say, is like a nice house smell, like a rich smell, like teak or
Well,
something.
and that's the thing they're always trying to sell you on these diffusers because they always say, did you ever want your house to smell like the lobby of a fancy 5-star hotel? Well, all the hotels are using this blah, blah, da, da, da.
Right.
And it's like
It's
you
like
said.
sandalwood and
all that
teak and
crap
stuff.
mixed together, yeah.
All right, this week in recall news, a few things have been recalled that may or may not affect you. In the world of cars, 250,000 Ford Maverick trucks have been recalled because the brake lights might not work. In the world of food, we have 16,000 pounds of beef that have been recalled at Walmart because
Yummy.
of E. coli. And then there's also a walnut recall at Whole Foods, but who cares about that one? And in the world of products, we have a recall on weighted blankets for babies because turns out that the babies can't get the blankets off them because
oh my God, that's
babies.
a terrible idea. What are they thinking?
Well, the company is like standing by and they're like, we have helped millions of babies sleep better. And I'm like,
Holy
because they
crap.
literally can't get
move.
up.
They can't get up and cry. They're being
Their
suffocated.
chests are being caved in by a weighted blanket.
The world famous KROQ.
KROQ, Klein Alley Show.
KROQ. Klein Alley Show.
KROQ, Klein Alley Show. About to give away this trip to Vegas. Heard a lot of stories about mom fails. Off the air, on the air. They're still coming through. Moms who failed. Moms who messed up. They took the NyQuil instead of the DayQuil. The Quell Fusion. Mom sent their son to church camp instead of lingerie party. I mean, there's a variety of things that you will always hold over your mom. Said, quickly go ahead. We got to pick a winner. And we'll take 2 more mom fails. And we got to pick a winner and get to your news. And then we get you tickets to the shows coming up with Cage and Cannons. Go ahead.
My mom fail is when I was in college, I studied abroad in Australia, and my mom came to visit, and we went to a weed festival called Mardi Gras. And so we had to rent a car, and, you know, in Australia, they drive on the other side of the road. So we got to the weed festival. We had a great time. We smoked. We partied. And then when it was time to drive back, I said, hey, Mom, you should probably let me drive back because I know, you know, it's on the other side of the road and everything. And she was like, oh, no, I'm the mom. I can do it. I have to keep my baby safe. She totally blows out the whole left side of the car, and we had to get a tow truck come because she took out 2 tires, and the whole car had to be taken away on a flatbed and kind of ruined the rest of the trip. And I wouldn't let her drive the whole rest of the time. So,
well, I love that you both went to a Mardi Gras party together.
Yeah, it was super fun.
Hold on. That's a good mom fail right there. I'll keep you safe, baby. Follows to smash the car into the side of the wall. Final mom, and then we have to move on. Sherry, go ahead. You have a chance on KROQ. What is your mom fail, Sherry?
Yep. This is Sherry.
Okay. I think this is, once again, Gary.
She wins.
All right. Thank you, Sherry. Thank you. We're going to pass.
No. Listen, Sherry.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's get to your news.
You can't just keep saying Sherry. You have to try to actually do something.
Hey, Reba, your mom failed you. She crashed your car. You went to Mardi Gras. We'd love you to join us in Vegas, okay?
Woo! Hell yeah! Let's go!
Hold on 1 second. I'll give you all the
I
details.
think Sherry had a better story.
I don't think so. Let's go.
agree.
Let's find out what's going on. One more chance. One more Vegas trip coming up next hour. So be ready to call and play. Here we go.
Grab your Adderall. It's time for ADD News Unrelated. Your car warranty may be expired. Press 1 now.
All right, last month, thousands of people traveled to see the total solar eclipse, and now already people are traveling for something totally different. Has nothing to do with the sun, but it's equally overrated, perhaps. Take a listen.
These are the coming attractions.
This is the first time this has happened since Thomas Jefferson was president.
This year, in a rare dual emergence, the 13-year brood is making its appearance at the same time as the one that surfaces every 17 years, a cycle that aligns every 221 years and hasn't happened since 1803.
That's the cicada. It's the giant. No. It's the cicada brood. And they say trillions of cicadas are going to be all over the skies and falling dead on the ground right in front of your feet. And everyone wants to travel. And people are like cicada chasers.
It feels biblical. I'm telling you right now.
It sure does.
I grew up on the East Coast. We had cicadas every 7 years. And they were everywhere. And they were disgusting and gross.
And they're so effing loud.
And they leave their little shells all over the place.
They literally die in front of you and flop all over. And it's so disgusting because they'll just nestle themselves in the ground and sit there for 13 or 17 years, and then they just fly and live for 3 days and F each other, and then they die on the ground.
Some folks in southern Illinois will get to see the once-in-a-lifetime show.
We're going to be looking at trillions of cicadas coming out this summer across Illinois.
Oh, wait. I think I got one. It's a boy.
So people are trying to hunt them and chase them and guess their gender.
Let's go.
Well, unbelievable.
All right, cruises are doing insanely well right now. They're making a huge comeback since COVID, and people are trying.
I'm a boy.
Yeah.
Thank you.
That's what the cicada said.
That's great.
People are trying out new and different themed cruises, and there is a new one coming out that maybe you'd be a fan of, a nudist cruise.
Nope.
So
you see who cruises, Al? You see the cruising community? They're the last group of people
who
you want
will
to see naked.
jump over a wall for an all-you-can-eat seafood buffet.
Well, they can't jump over a wall because they're, not necessarily in the most shape. I mean, the cruise people, these are buffet-loving people. These are It's a gross group, cruise people.
I've never been on a cruise,
Gross.
but I've
Gross,
met a lot of people who have been on cruises, and I do believe there is a certain type. But this is a Norwegian cruise line who is pairing up with, I guess, a naked company. They're launching an 11-day...
Norwegian, by the way. Aren't Norwegians pretty attractive people?
I think so, but I don't think that once again, I think anytime you put the word cruise, it cancels out whatever's before it. See what I'm saying?
Oh, man. Really?
Yeah. Like nudists. Oh, but by the way, nudists are not also known for being the most attractive people.
People who like being nude, I will say, are not necessarily the people that you always want to see naked.
Right. Think of the last
it's a lot of older people.
You think of the last gym locker room you've been to. And for me, it's been a while, but maybe you go regularly.
There's always a random old naked guy.
Think of who the naked people are running around. It's never the good-looking ones. It's always the people that you really would like to know. And they're so comfortable. These are the nudists and the cruise people. This is going to be the growth. I hope this ship Titanics. I'm serious.
It's an 11-day voyage from Miami to the Caribbean, so hot places.
Right. Sweaty, hot places.
And if you're going to be poolside on one of those cabanas, you're going to be sitting there, and then they better have people that are cleaning that up right away. Otherwise, you're going to be sitting in other people's naked body sweat.
Yeah, well, nudists, the number one rule of nudists, they carry towels with them everywhere. That's their big thing.
Just in case, for when they sit down,
it's for sitting and wiping and covering.
Wiping?
Yeah, because of what you're saying. I'm
wiping their bodies and different...
Welcome to the chocolate factory.
Thank you. That is that person will be right there on the poop deck.
And finally, if you want to save a little money going to Disneyland, there's a new cheaper ticket that they've announced this summer. It starts in June, goes through September, and basically you can get $50 to $100 off of your ticket if you're going for a 3-day pass. Depending on if you choose weekday or weekends, you could save almost $100 a ticket. I think the ones on the weekends start at $299 for adults, and it's normally like $390 for an adult.
Jesus. How about some free tickets? We got them for you right now. Caller 20, we will invite you to join us at the KROQ Helpful Honda Soundspace. Next week, you pick your poison. Choose your own adventure. Cannons or cage. Caller 20, that choice will be yours starting now.
Klein Alley Show. KROQ listeners, don't forget to listen to your second favorite morning show, Klein and Alley.
I'm going to be eggless.
Stupid man. 106.7 KROQ FM in HD Pasadena, Los Angeles, Orange County. This is the world famous KROQ.
Hell yeah, weekend is here. Weekend song upcoming. And looking for you right now, caller 20. The phone number to join us, 800-520-1067. Starting now, happening all day long here at KROQ. Your access to the sound space just beneath our feet. Intimate little venue, big bands next week. Allie and I will have the honors of hanging out with Cage the Elephant, and they will perform for you. And you may be there in person to watch the next very long question. You never know.
You never know what's going to happen.
You could be there and watch a long question being asked to Cage the Elephant, a performance, or maybe you want to do cannons, avoid the long questions.
Just focus on the performance.
You can do that as well.
I think one of my first really long questions came from a sound space.
It did. It was the wet leg question at the sound space.
Well, and you guys, I mean, you were performing in a place where I think there weren't even really music venues there, right? So, I mean, you were performing in a place where there weren't a lot of audiences to be had, and then to step off the island, it was kind of expensive, right? So, I mean, is it still, I mean, you've blown up so quickly, is it still really nerve-wracking even being in front of audiences? See, that one I know was bad, and it was badly worded as well, and there were awkward pauses throughout. Many of my other long questions are not as awkward.
I think it was nervous for you being in front of audiences.
It was nerve-wracking for me being in front of audiences.
Yeah.
But Omar still hasn't played your long question.
Oh, yeah, I still have that. We don't have time now, do we?
We can squeeze it in. Well, you know what? We'll try to save time for it this hour. How long do we need to leave for? You said 50 seconds?
We need 50 seconds.
All right, we'll find time this hour.
It's so long.
I'm going to grab caller 20 in a second. When we get caller 20, we will give the good news every hour, starting now throughout the rest of the day. We will get you into these sound spaces. And then, of course, we have one more Vegas trip to give you this hour before we get into the weekend officially. Let's head to Whittier and say hi to Gabriella. Hello, Gabriella.
Hey, what's up, KROQ?
What's going on? You're caller 20. Good news for you. You have a big decision to make now. Choose your own adventure. You want cannons or you want cage?
I want cage, man.
All right. You will be at the Cage the Elephant show next week. Food, music.
Questions,
and more questions.
It was crazy.
Okay, don't play it again. We will come back. Here's some Papa
That was
Roach.
the Hozier one, wasn't it?
Oh, the Hozier one.
I love how you know him now.
We don't
I
have
can name
time.
that quest.
Let's get into this hour starting now here on KROQ. Thanks for watching some of our radio show. We've got to get these cameras back to Best Buy before the 30 days runs out. So in the meantime, you can check out our radio show, which is available to listen to every day live on KROQ or the podcast.
Yes, if you download and subscribe to the podcast, you can save a morning show in need.
That's us.
We're very much in need. We're thirsty. Thirst trap.